Good morning and welcome to day 4 of the Clutter to Calm Challenge. I'm so excited to have you guys here with me. I'm so proud of you guys for coming through this. And for those of you who've been with me each and every day, hang in there. And for those of you who are just jumping in, maybe this is your first video, it's not too late because all of these videos will be available for free until Sunday at 6, where they'll all be coming down. So if you're joining in, make sure that you catch up and you look at the post videos. And I'm going to be talking a little bit later about the raffle that you'll be able, to be part of. And if you post in all the homework and if you support in the groups by commenting on each other's homework, because that really helps bring the community together. And I just want to thank so many of you who've been doing that because that has been so great. So today we are at day 4, Think Space Thursday. So this is, where are you doing your work? Some people are working in an office. Sometimes people just have their laptop and it's wherever they go. But one of the things that I find out is that a lot of people don't work in their home office because it's the most cluttered space. In fact, this is a lot of the feedback I've been getting from a lot of you is it's the paper, it's the lack of systems, it's the overwhelm that you feel in the place that you work. So we're definitely going to be looking at that today. Let me make sure and see how many of you guys coming in here. Oh, let's see. Ellen, great to have you here. And Glenn, good to have you here as well. Thank you guys for joining in. And I know some of you will be jumping in on the replay. So before I jump into Think Space Thursday, I want to do a quick recap. Just so you guys see where we've come so far in just a few moments a day. So on Monday, we were looking at what we were tolerating in your space, walking around your home, really pinpointing what do you love in your space. It's really important to claim that in the space you're in. Then Tuesday, we looked at Time Tuesday. What was on your calendar that you didn't want to have on there that felt like a have to, and replacing that with some self-care. And then Wednesday, just yesterday, we were looking at Wardrobe Wednesday. In your closet, how are you feeling? Is the clothes in there a reflection of who you are today and where you're going? Or is it a snapshot of your back in your past and it's no longer serving you? So I love seeing the outfits that you guys have been putting together and the posting that you're putting in and the things that you're getting rid of. Continue on with that. So today we are looking at Think Space Thursday. What is happening in the space that you are doing work? Now, there's something I always like to say about your space in terms of creativity, that creativity craves clarity. We must have clarity in our space in order to be more creative. Have you noticed at times when you just feel blocked in your creative process? Look around and see what's in your space, because energetically, things that are building up around you block you from having those insights. It may not feel like it has a big impact, but it absolutely does. In fact, let me give you an example of one of my clients, Laura, who had already been a best-selling author, had written her first book and was getting ready to do her second book. She was really excited to do it and sat down to do it saying, hey, I've done this before, shouldn't be a problem. And she had writer's block. She could not really, get the words together for this second book of hers. She started to look around and see that she had clutter that was building up. She had a recent move. She had some things that she didn't look at. In fact, they were kind of building up from her last book that she had, and she really hadn't, invested the time to really start shifting her space. So she called me, flew me to her home in the Midwest, and I stayed with her for 5 days, and we cleared everything in her space that was no longer supporting her. We got systems in her office so she could get her hands on things. We cleared her desk so that she could, sit down and be creative. And we created this space and chose actually the office area in her home that was the most inspiring to her. So that's one of the things I want you guys to also be looking at in your space is what is the most inspiring place in your home that you want to do work, and start looking at clearing that space. So for Laura, when we cleared her space and she finally had the clarity, and it was within 2 weeks after that, she actually wrote and completed her book because she had so much more bandwidth energetically and physically to be able to complete that book. That is what I want for you. I want you to be able to have a space that pulls you and inspires you to actually do the work, the bigger work that you are here to do, and not be bogged down in the stuff that is around you. So in order to do that, you don't have to do the 5 full days that, I was doing with Laura. That may be something you lead up to, but right now we're looking at those micro shifts, those little changes that change everything in your space. So For those of you who have not actually received your homework yet, or have not actually been part of the formally to the challenge, I'm going to put in here for you guys to comment with the number 4. That way you'll be let into the private group where you can actually be part of having extra support. You'll have the community there. And we also, I come back around and answer some of your deeper questions. So here we just kind of do quick snapshots on what's happening and how you can have support. And I'm also going to be talking a little bit about tomorrow, where we're going to be pulling that all together. So part of being in the group is for when you do this deeper participation, because I really feel like it helps you to have something to look forward to have some incentives. That's why I like to do a raffle. You want to have some incentives in place because sometimes doing organization doesn't feel like the most inspiring part of your day until afterwards when you clear it. So you got to have some things built in place where you have some rewards for yourself, whether it's self-care or, something that inspires you to keep you moving forward. So as part of the inspiration I'm doing to help you guys is when you put the 4, when you're in the group, when you comment on each of the days where you're doing your homework, right? They're just 5 to 10 minutes that you're doing each day, and you're commenting, inspiring other people in there, you will be entered into the raffle. Now there's 3 things I'm giving away, and I'll be choosing that on this Sunday at 5, just before the challenge ends at 6. So I'll be doing kind of a spontaneous live to kind of pick out the winners on that. So the 3 things I'm doing is I always like to show my pen, my SpaLife pen, because little things in your environment inspire you to do other things. So just seeing SpaLife, I have that for my clients so that they can see about what they can create in their space. So this is one of the things that I'm going to be giving away. The other thing is perfect for today. We're talking about clearing out things in your space is my paper clutter solution book. Right? This shows you how to set up your action box, how to evaluate your papers, and use my famous reset system to be able to clear your space on a much quicker level. And that we're starting that on a micro level to start the clearing part. The R part is removing. So removing things that are not supporting you. And then the big prize I'm having there is my action box that actually has the 8 hanging files in here of the action items. You don't want to just file things away and never use them. You want to have what are the actual things that you're going to be doing with things. So those are my 3 raffle giveaways that I'm going to be having for the challenge. So coming back to the creativity craves clarity, we want to start doing that now in your space and start looking at the homework that you will be having for today to be able to think outside the box, think differently about in your space. So for today, for the homework, go to the place that you do your work. Now, are you in an office where you have like stacks of papers, then just remove 1 stack, right? Look at that, set a timer for 15 minutes, just go through that. A lot of times when things start stacking up, there are things you haven't looked at in a while, and it feels like there's a lot more to do, but a lot of that can probably be shredded or recycled, and you don't have to do anything with it. And then just look at the items that you need to do. So clearing is one of the big things that you can do. Now, if you don't have a lot of paper or you work on your computer, this would be a great time to declutter your computer and start unsubscribing from things, start releasing things from there. So you're opening up the bandwidth, just like your computer can, shut down. And back in the day, we used to call it, defrag, where you would actually remove things from there so you can open up space on your computer. That also opens up the space within you. So today for the think space, you want to either in your physical space in your office or on your computer to remove some things and set that alarm for 15 minutes and just remove things from that space. And then with that, you will get more of the details in the Facebook group as far as what more to do. If you have any other questions, make sure you put the number 4 so you can have that in there, just so that you can have the support as you're doing that and remembering as you're doing the creative process that that's something that will support you. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about, so tomorrow is where I'm going to be pulling all of this together and looking at some of the final pieces here. And now that you've got this momentum starting to happen, where you take it from here, how you can do some deeper things. So I want to make sure that you guys have on your calendar and that you've received this in your email today, or you can also see it in the group. But tomorrow, the last day in the challenge, is going to be 9 a.m. Pacific, but it's going to go till 10:30. So it's an hour and a half teaching and deeper training of the 3 things that I like to teach for my clients that have some sustainability, that will give you that traction to continue on with what we're doing. And we'll have a little bit more time together. This week, we've had kind of micro, jumping in to get you up and going. We're going to go a little bit deeper on some of that tomorrow. So please make sure that you guys put that in your calendar. Let me check right in here, see if there's any questions or anything that's going on. Let's see. So long to all those emails. Oh, love this, Margaret, for doing that. Got some people putting in 4 to get into the group. Pamela, great to have you here. And let's see here. Karen, oh, great to have you here as well. Oh, good. Deborah, you're in as well. Let's see. 2 offices in the house and mostly working in the, okay, so Leah, you've been working on your sofa. So also look around and see, not only those areas, but what have you created now around your sofa to clear that space as well, and see which of those 2 offices or of the 3 spaces, which one has you the most inspired to do your work. So start looking at it from that perspective as well. So, oh, thanks, Margaret, on the coral. Got the coral dress. Thank you. All right. So if you guys have more questions in here, I'll circle back around. Make sure that you put in your calendar for tomorrow that it is the extended time from 9 a.m. Pacific till 10:30. Be ready with your questions, things that you have support, so that you can really take advantage of the momentum that you've been building and really have it all kind of hone in and have a plan for going forward. So with that, I just thank you guys for being here and really looking at your space, because that creativity really does create clarity when you clear your space. So look at it as just those micro steps today. Set your alarm for the 15 minutes, clear the things aren't working for you, and just move into it. And I'll see you in the private group, and looking forward to see your homework post. So until we connect again, live your SpaLife. Bye for now.